All right, I had a question about how to do headstand progressions, so I'm going to show you a few that I've used. So, very first thing, we're going to go head down. Again, making sure we can bridge on the head. I'm going to look down into the floor, okay? Now I can support my head, my body, with either the hands next to the head or the elbows down here, okay? Some people find this supports the neck better. I find this is easier for me. But again, we want to look down, very similar to when we look up. We want to posture up. That strengthens our spine, straightens out the back. If we look up at the lights, if we're upside down, we're looking down into the floor. Okay. Now, first thing I'll do to teach this is, again, have our students bring the elbow to the knee to the elbow, okay, until you're able to balance both knees on top of the elbows. Once we got up here, we're going to practice lifting one of those up, and eventually both of those up. Now this lift here, that takes some core strength, okay? And it's going to take time to develop that kind of core strength, okay? So, how do we get up to that level? Okay, one, just do a bunch of basic core exercises. At the sit up, that's a great one. V sit-ups, V tucks, and also slow these down. Hold them at the top. Do your basic crunches and hold it at the top of that movement. Okay, do the V setup, hold it at the top, because it is a held contraction when we do that headstand. Also make sure you can lift the hips up off the floor and hold that, because again, we're holding the core in a very similar way. Okay, so yeah, now this is easy. That was not always the case. Okay, so again, start. You might spend weeks, even months, balancing in this position until you feel brave enough to get one leg up, okay? And then maybe the other leg up. Now, if at some point you start to fall, okay, make sure to roll. All we're doing is a basic somersault roll, okay? So just rounding the back, tucking the chin into the chest so that our head doesn't take the impact, right? So if I'm up here in a handstand and I feel myself falling, I'll tuck my head and I'll roll out of it. Again, just tuck the head and roll out. Okay. Tuck the head and roll out safely. Okay. Another thing that might help is kickovers. So from this position, we're going to arch the back, kick over, and land in a bridge. Okay. Walk around, kick over, the other way. And of course, it's always worthwhile to try the other method. Again, grabbing the head like so, with the elbows. This one, again, you've got this nice big supportive base, but it's, I think, harder to make a progression since we are not balancing the knee on top of the elbow, okay? So with this one, that's all core strength right there. So, work those abdominals, and good luck to you. Now, I'll sometimes see people practicing their headstands up against a wall like this, and I'm not a big fan of that. I personally didn't learn to do it that way because it doesn't require you to use your core muscles. In fact, you'll notice I can even lift up one arm. This is not really doable if I'm not up against a wall. In fact, I could take both hands off because, again, my body's braced up against the wall. So while this will get you more comfortable with the idea of being upside down, it's not even remotely the same type of muscular contraction required to do the headstand on the floor, free-handed. Anyway, so if what's holding you back is the fear of being upside down, then yeah, you can brace up against a wall like this, and well, and if that's not the case, if it's the core strength that's holding you back, then yeah, definitely start from the floor and work those abdominal muscles. Okay. Here's why it's so important to lift your eyes. Okay, right now I'm lifting the eyes with good posture. Right now, you'll see what's happening to my back when I look forward. My spine bends and I crush my neck here. So I'm going to look up into the floor to straighten out the back. So when I go into that headstand, my spine is straight. Here's what happens if I change the position of my eyes. I look forward and whoa, it's going to bend that neck. So again, the difference between good posture, eyes lifted here so you can see them. Okay, so I'm looking down into the floor, elevating my posture, and if I start looking forward and changing my focus, again, I lose that roll. Last time, again, good posture, bad posture.